Welcome in Muketse. Welcome at PIN conference. We're here to present Sounds of Europe, which is a new project started half a year ago. It's a project of 13 festivals in 11 countries in Europe. It's funded by Creative Europe. As I said, it started half a year ago. So we just, in a way, just started. We had a half a year of some festivals that did some activities already, but the main part of the project will happen the next 3.5 years. So Sounds of Europe is a middle-scale project, which means it had a subvention of 1 million euros, which will be spent over the next 4 years by 13 festivals in 11 countries. The starting point of Sounds of Europe is a shared passion of those 13 festivals, which you can see there on the screen. It's quite small, but I think we have a shared passion which we discovered at WOMEX, which is probably, maybe some of you know, it's a world music expo, and I think all of those partners are going there regularly, and WOMEX is a world music expo. What's in a name: world music, roots music, ethno, traditional music, folk, etc. In essence, what we share is a passion for traditional music, for fusion styles, world music. In the end, we decided to use the term roots music, and it is about music rooted in a tradition, which can be a local tradition, which can be a migrated tradition as well, which can be in a contemporary version or a contemporary form, in a fusion with other styles. But that's our shared passion. That's one thing where we found each other, and also the necessity of finding funds to continue what we're doing. And that is organizing festivals with a focus on those styles. Some of us have other activities and do other styles as well. We are a festival in Ghent, quite a big one, but a big focus is world music, is folk, etc. So we want to continue doing that, and it's styles where there's not much money involved, so those helps from Creative Europe are very welcome. So the starting point, or the main part of the whole project, is sharing of artists. I think 60% of the budget goes to fees for artists and to related costs for artists, or to make that possible. So we want to share artists throughout the next 4 years. From every country, one band will be able to perform in all the other countries. It can be one band which performs in all the other countries, or it can be 10 different bands that perform in the 10 other countries. And one important thing also in the project is that it's not about one concert, it's about 3 activities at least, because what happens often is that a band goes abroad, performs one concert and flies back. What we want to do is that present one concert at least and 2 other activities to really leave a mark, to promote also the band which is playing there, so that they can grow a bigger audience. So sharing of artists, that's the biggest part of the project. Apart from that, there's the whole management of the project, which is a second part, and this includes meetings, which we have 2 or 3 times a year. Third part is residencies, which is quite a smaller part, but it's also an interesting thing, because we can each country can send 3 people to other countries to have a learning experience, and of those 3 people, at least one should be an artist, and at least one should be a cultural worker. So when I say cultural worker, it's somebody who's active in the cultural sector on a professional, semi-professional, amateur level. The fourth part is promotion of the whole thing. So everybody has a dedicated budget to promote the bands that are performing in the countries, has a budget for general promotion for the project in general. And apart from that, from the leading partner, us, we are also planning to make videos of one band from each country, which will in the end result in a documentary probably under the name Sounds of Europe. And the fifth part is capacity building. Capacity building, it is, you probably heard this term quite a lot here or in other circumstances. It is a necessity to work on education, and I understand that Europe thinks it's very important to work on education, on capacity building, so that's what we want to do also. There's a lot of expertise in the partners gathered here and in the whole project, and it's that expertise that we want to share with other countries, with other audiences. I will introduce my colleagues here, and we will talk a little bit about what they do, what their plans, or what they did already in the past, and what the plans are in the scope of Sounds of Europe. Then we can have some Q&A, some questions. Afterwards, I would like to go a little bit more into detail, and maybe a lot more people will join us from the other panel. Because this is the first presentation of this project. It's the first public presentation of Sounds of Europe. We're at the start of this project. The whole thing around capacity building, it's a learning process for us, but it should be a learning process for for artists, for cultural workers. And we want to work around certain topics. We have expertise, we have big networks through all the partners. And our scope is to bring as much people as possible, experts, to other places where a certain need occurs. So, and that can be around music production, protecting of musical traditions, career development, ecological touring, ecological festival organization, things like that. And so in the second part I would like to get some input from the audience, which we can respond to or take into account for the future of this project. But I would like to introduce Marija Vitas from Serbia, Dusan Sviba from Czech Republic, and you probably all know Kostadin Shurbanovski, in short Shurbe, from Macedonia. I'll give the word to Marija.
Hello everybody, my name is Marija, I'm from Belgrade. I'm ethnomusicologist, music critic, journalist, also editor of one magazine, and I'm also cultural worker. And here I am on behalf of Ring Ring Association. That association is in fact the partner in this project Sounds of Europe. We are doing several festivals, and 3 festivals in fact, and among these 3 festivals 2 are world music genre oriented. So I'm very happy that already at Todo Mundo Festival in September and Pocket Globe Festival in November, we already could imply something from this Sounds of Europe project. What is very important for us is the fact that through this kind of projects, we have opportunity also to develop as festivals, to upgrade and to help the festival grow. Because maybe my colleagues from Macedonia and surrounding countries have similar destiny. I mean, in Serbia, you know, there is not such an institutional support for world music in general. So usually, when there is a call of Ministry of Culture in our country, we of course apply regularly, but we don't get support. And it's not only our case, it's the case of all the other world music festivals in Serbia. And I want to emphasize that in recent years, the world music scene is in fact growing in Serbia. There are many festivals, world music now, maybe 7 already, something like that, or more. Thank you, Bojan, or even more. And we are also building the audience step by step, but the real support of the institutions, and of course it means money, that is important for your festival to grow, to be bigger, so we can also invite people from abroad to come, some delegates, and to have more concerts and so on. So this Sounds of Europe project really helped us a lot already. As I mentioned, these two festivals, one is in Belgrade in September, Todo Mundo, and the other I mentioned Pocket Globe, that was held in Novi Sad. That was the first time, and it was organized within the frame of European Capital of Culture. So what we have already done, at Todo Mundo Festival in September, we had two bands from Macedonia, Jumbo Aguševi Orchestra and Peria, and also Fanfara Station Trio from Italy. Besides main activities, and those are concerts, we also had these side activities. I will now maybe put a light on one of the activities that is, for me, maybe a good example of how this project also helps better communication and circulation throughout the scene, like in Belgrade. And that example is Jumbo Agušev. He had, besides the gig, Jumbo Agušev Orchestra at the festival, he also had kind of, it's not a lecture, it's more like a talk with students of ethnomusicology at the Faculty of Music in Belgrade, the Department of Ethnomusicology. Why is that important? Because we saw during years, while we were organizing Todo Mundo Festival, we saw that there is a lack of students' interest to come to see world music concerts. I don't know what's the reason, but while I was a student, because I also graduated at Ethnomusicology Department in Belgrade, I was, and my friends also, my colleagues, we were young and we were really curious and interested in any kind of event. If that is some symposium, scholar symposium, or it's some, I don't know, concerts of some world music artist, we will be there. I still remember the Taraf de Hajduk's concert in 2000, maybe one. We were so eager to go there and to listen to this wonderful Romanian band. But I don't know what happened through the years. Are the young people now different, maybe, 20 years ago? So I am confused with the fact that I don't see any face, any young face of some student of ethnomusicology. And it's totally crazy for me, because I think that if someone is studying ethnomusicology, it's not only about traditional music of Serbia and only about some scientific works. It's also about to be open to any kind of, any other cultures outside of Serbia, and not only traditional cultures, but also some fusions that are, of course, the part of world music scene. So that's why I want now to mention that only that side activity that Jumbo Agušev had at the academy, at the Faculty of Music, and it was really powerful. Students were really delighted, and I'm very proud on that small event. Besides, in Novi Sad, also we had one wonderful meeting with with members of the band. It's French-Moroccan band Bubble Blues. They had a kind of workshop session with the musicians, local musicians from Novi Sad. It was really wonderful. Of course, we already all of these things we recorded and did some photos. So, yeah, and maybe about the plans. Of course, what is next for us to do? We will update our portfolio. The portfolio is really important thing for this project, because portfolio, what is portfolio? I mean, in this project, you put there, each partner puts their bands that he proposes that should be invited to play somewhere else. And portfolio is important because it's, you know, it helps for one scene, especially if that scene is underrepresented, like Serbian, of course, is. It helps that scene to be more visible. So, okay, Shurbe, of course, he knows very well about the Serbian world music scene, but maybe Dusan doesn't know too much about what there is on Serbian scene. So that portfolio also helps our partners to realize what is happening currently on our scene. And now, of course, we did that portfolio already, but it's necessary also to update it from time to time. Yeah. Is it okay? Enough? For now? I mean, I like talking, so maybe it's nice to stop.
Hello everyone, my name is Dusan Sviba. I'm from Czech Republic. I work as a booking agent at the Earth Music Agency. I represent some artists from Balkan countries also, so I a little bit know something about Serbian, but definitely not all. And I work also with artists with other parts of the world, like from Australia, USA, of course, Europe, and of course also the Czech artists. Let's say, the agency started to work as a really like a world music. We did only world music, but today it's more genre spread wider. Besides this, I'm also promoter of concert series in Prague, which is focused on a little bit narrow genres like a Scottish, Irish, so-called Celtic music, and Americana. That's like from the practical reason, because when I decided to make the concerts, I was clear that it makes no sense to compete with other world music promoters in Prague. And because I love also this music, and nobody was putting the effort to this music in Czech Republic or Prague at the times. So I decided about this. And my third point is the festival Color Meeting, which next year we will celebrate 20th anniversary. Also, on the beginning there was just world music, but today it's also about other genres, not a mainstream rock pop, but world music is still there, like maybe 30%. But it's also some electronic, hip hop, alternative rock, jazz, Americana, country. This something like this. The festival is it's not a big festival. It's like a 1,000 capacity per day. We have 2 stages, one like an open air and one small in chapiteau tent, which is for like a smaller artist, duos, acoustic projects, but also in the night electronic or hip hop is going there. Together it's like 18 slots per 2 days, 18 artists per 2 days, plus 4 or 5 theater, plus some workshops for children mainly. We try to focus on the beginning, or almost to make the festival for families, come. At the times, 2003, 4, 5, that was not very common. But today, I think all the festivals have these stages or programming. But we have theaters for children and workshop for children, so parents can go. I don't want to say drink, but sometimes they do. But to go for concerts and children are at the theaters and so on. What to say more? We decided to join this project because it was like for us interesting idea to join the other festivals, which a lot of the people from them I know already long years. So we had also the personal contacts, but it was good for us to teach to learn new things, how other people, how other festivals promoters do the things and also because till now we didn't did much of things like the workshops for artists, residencies and these things. So we would like to make more opportunities for our audience, for artists, and so it's really I'm happy to join the project because of these things, to be part. That's probably from me. Oh, thank you.
This is working. Yeah. Hi, I'm Kostadin Shurbanovski. They call me Shurbe, even they put my nickname here. I'm the director of Skopje Jazz Festival. We are doing 2 festivals through the year. One, the bigger one, and with a longer tradition, is called Skopje Jazz Festival for 41 years. The second one is Off-Fest, more world music, but even wider than world music. We had the biggest world music stars, but as well some bands we like Spiritualize, Mercury Rev, Patti Smith, even David Byrne, which is partly world music. But the idea of the festival is to present the music we like, and hopefully the audience will like, mainly world music, of course, and we get into this project very happy because first all of the people who are involved, all of the festivals are very experienced and very knowledgeable about music, especially world music. To give you an example, we booked for this year of Fest Marija Mazzotta before we saw that Marija Mazzotta is part of the Italian Musica Strada festival portfolio. So then we knew that we are in the right company with the right people who know what they do. We are also very happy, not because we get money from EU, but also happy to get opportunity to get much deeper into some music that we usually didn't was out of our focus. Let's say we didn't know much about Slovakia music. We didn't have any band from Slovakia, even from Czech Republic, I don't remember, from Poland. So there are kind of musical scenes that are, I don't know why, not so actual, or not so popular in this region. Of course, we booked African, Brazilian stuff and some European stuff that are, let's say, popular, but we rarely get into these scenes that are really interesting. Looking into those portfolios, we found very interesting bands that we are going to book and present to our audience in Macedonia. So I don't know what to say more. That's it.
Okay, then I will say a little bit more about our festival. It's called Trefpunt Festival. This is the booklet of last year. It's quite a big one. It was the 51st edition. So we started in 1970. We skipped 2 years, 2021. It was started by a folk artist, sculptor also in 1970. He started to organize concerts on those beer crates in the center of Ghent, and it was a hippie movement. It was quite rebellious, but it grew out to be a huge city festival. So Trefpunt is his organization. It's what he created, but now it's part of we call it the Gentse Feesten. It's the Ghent festivities. So it grew out to be a huge city festival. Last year we had over 1.5 million people during 10 days. But Trefpunt Festival, what I'm working for, it is still the core, it's the soul of the whole city festival. So it's 10 days, we have 8 stages, we have one big stage for 5,000-6,000 people. It's all for free. In the park we have 4 smaller stages. Good thing is that we don't have to put big names or known names on stage, which is great because we can introduce a lot of artists. We can put a band which has a great energy on stage. In the beginning people will say, what is this? After 2 songs people will keep coming, and by the end of the concert everybody will go crazy. So what we do in 2000 last year we presented Fulton, Macedonian band. Some of you might know. Just to see. So what we did, this was Fulton. About those 3 activities, 3 activities I was talking about. So we have a collaboration with a local radio. We did a small live session on a local radio. That was during the day on a smelly square of the drinking the night before. So they started quite small. The same day in the evening they played at a smaller stage in the park where they made the people go crazy. And then the next day they played at the big stage in front just before our closing concert. And they really had a nice show. And I think that's what we want to do with this project, introduce a band and try to introduce them into different audiences, towards different audiences on different places, not to have just a one-off concert. I agree with Shurbe that in a lot of world music festivals in Belgium there's a lot of big focus on African music, Latin American music, but we don't know our musical diversity in Europe, and that's what this project is also about. We want to present certain countries which are less known, and this gives us the opportunity. Another thing that we, particularly in Ghent, we have a few big minorities, Turkish, Slovakian, Bulgarian now. We try to connect to those minorities also. Next summer we will present a Slovakian band and work together with, this is also part of those extra activities. We will present their concert, but next to that they will work together with some local artists also, of Slovakian and also of non-Slovakian origin. We'll do the same with a Polish band. And in the end, this Sounds of Europe, I think it's, as some of you said, it's a nice get-together. It's nice festivals. We would like to expand it even more, maybe in the future to have the whole of Europe represented. That would be amazing. But it's a great network, and our focus is also to make this network even stronger, also to be able to work on ecological touring, to make nice tours that are efficient, that So again, not to bring a band over and have them fly back, but to go from Italy from Musica Strada to France to Aux Heures d'été to Belgium, for example, in one go, and have those extra activities in between. So that's about the first part. Before we go to that capacity building, maybe if anybody has a question, maybe it's the time. Yes. Maybe you.
I was just wondering, because you guys represent different festivals in different countries, but the project is about unity. So will there be some sort of a platform where artists might apply for the whole program, or they individually have to contact each festivalist?
I think in this case it's about the festivals that make those portfolios that include bands that they think that are interesting. That doesn't mean that you cannot contact the festivals present in the network directly to the foreign festival or to us. I mean, it's free. But and also what I want to add, those portfolios, they're a starting point. So those are internal documents. We share them among us. It's a starting point, so people can choose from those portfolios, or they can get into direct communication with the festivals and maybe suggest other things. Or it's a starting point, so it's not limited.
I would just maybe add the portfolio works as the recommendation from the local festival from each country to other festivals, other partners, and it's not fixed for all the project, but it can be changed and it can be added another names. So it's but it's not like any application that doesn't work like this.
But I want to add, you're from Bulgaria, right? Because our portfolios are focused on the local artists, so we have a lot of music in our countries, and it's good to present them in portfolios. So I don't think it's a possibility to put a band from other country, right? So,
I don't think so.
no, no. So maybe the second part of the project, we hope we will get support from EU. Maybe we will have a partner from Bulgaria. Why not? In the meantime, yeah. Why don't you become Macedonian?
Well, there you go. Make the proposal. Okay. As I mentioned before, a big part of the project is also around capacity building towards artists, towards cultural workers. Maybe people can give suggestions, can give questions of what the needs are in their certain sector, in their certain region, in the area they work in. And as I was saying already, there's some suggestions can be around the productional side of music, the promotional side of music. It can be around touring, it can be around festival organizing, ecology, even setting up Creative Europe projects. So we have the network of those partners, we have the expertise, and if we don't have them, we have networks in our own countries with a lot of experts we are able to bring to other places towards you. So any suggestions are welcome, questions, anything. So everything is working perfectly, we don't need to do this. Okay. Well, I don't know, we still have 10 minutes.
No, I just want to add that in terms of capacity building, it really can differ from country to country, and there are so many, as Jan mentioned, there are so many sections in that way, in that sense. Well, I think no matter how each of us, like, okay, we are from that organizational team from Serbia, but no matter how we know something, or some of our colleagues are experts in the field, these projects are really opportunity to upgrade your knowledge and to learn more in the field that you are an expert. So, of course, what we are thinking already is about these also residencies, and how can someone, if we propose some professional from Serbia to go somewhere, how will he benefit from it, and how we also can benefit as festival from that person who will go somewhere and learn something about organization of some festival in Belgium or in any other country that is part of the project, about the organization, about the promotion. There are so many aspects in terms of festival organization. So I think there are so many things that someone can really learn and upgrade his knowledge and become a better professional also.
Yeah, I also want to add that this is also a good opportunity not only to know something more about music that is not usually in our focus, like I said before, but also to present music from your country to other festivals that are part of the project, which is very important because all of us are very experienced in this business. We know the local music very good, so we are practically the perfect people who knows which music, which band is good to go to other places. So, okay, Serbia, Ring booked Peria and Jumbo, of course. Everybody is very interested in Jumbo, of course, but there are a lot of music that should be explored in our portfolio, so that's a good opportunity as well.
And I think the recommendation works not only on the artistic level, but also the professional level, because we know each other, the artists from our country, and so we know if they are able to work on professional level. So which can be sometimes the band is great, but sometimes you recognize that they are not able to go somewhere and do. So this recommendation works also like this, that really know we like a little bit like a guarantee the other partners that the band is really able to tour and so on. And I would also add to the previous topic about the capacity building. It's very actually a very hot topic, let's say, for us just now, because when we joined the project, we were working. The team was like a team of volunteers. It works still now, like the volunteers doing on the festival, but it was like even the production before the festival and during all the year preparation. But in the last year, our team disappeared, and so for us it's now almost the whole team of the volunteers. For us it's just now like to change the system of the working of the festival, like make it a little bit more on professional level, which is great. Sometimes it's sometimes very often it's the problem of the money, how to pay the people, because if it's a small festival, it's not the job for like a full-time job, and it's difficult to pay somebody who's working just like, let's say, half time job or even less, but you need somebody to make the work, and Without the money, it's difficult. So so for the festival, for our festival, for Color Meeting now, it's a literally great occasion, like to change the system of working with the festival on this level, and yeah, that's really like a great great thing for us, like to go to change and to go forward.
Just to add, interesting problems you mentioned. Is Czech Republic also in the Balkans?
Not the Balkans, but it's Eastern Europe, Central Eastern Europe. So I think the problems are really much similar.
But the shape also of those capacity building sessions, it can vary. It can be workshops, it can be lectures, presentations like today, can be one-on-one career development sessions, it can be speed meetings. I think it's up to us to look what are the needs in the different countries and to give an answer to that. But if there's no more questions, I think we will conclude here.
Maybe we can ask them something.
But okay, yes.
How do you enjoy your time in Europe's capital of kitsch? Good?
We haven't seen that much of the kitsch. I mean, the cafe is not like
You use taxi all the time, it seems. Just to walk through the center of the city and you will see a lot of kitsch.
I saw some examples, but I have a sprained ankle, so I can barely move, so I'm just hearing the tales.
Good. I mean, it's not good, but good in Skopje.
Maybe a question for you. As far as I understood, the main idea of the project is a collaboration between different festivals, and based on your teamwork, like bringing more and more artists from each country, like giving them more stage and representation. So I don't know which stage of the project that you start already working together, but as most of you are representing different festivals, do you see from your communication between each other until now, like differences in the way a festival is built in Ghent or in Skopje or in Prague, or there are some things that is everywhere the same?
As I started in the beginning, I think we have a shared vision and our shared artistic vision. I think that's what Shurbe also said about Marija Mazzotta. He said, yes, because it was in the portfolio afterwards of Italy, we're on the same level on that side. On the other side, we are totally not. I mean, I don't know if you know some of those festivals. Some of them are quite small. You mentioned 1,000 people a day. If you compare that to Ziget, I don't know at what capacity they are. Some of them are more focused on intimate music, sitting audiences inside. Some of them are outside, big stages, party music. So it's up to us to find a balance in that. And in those portfolios also, we try to present a range of bands that appeal to those different audiences and the different contexts. And in terms of ways of working, I think there's also big differences. Some of them are huge companies. I don't know if any of them are linked to state. I don't think so. They're all independent. I don't know. We got together 2 times till now. We got together first time in Brussels, second time at Womex. It works fine, but it is a work in progress. Anyway, it is the start. As I said, it's only half a year that we started this project, and we will and we shall grow together in the project and get closer together. Yes.
We don't have the larger
are you from? Maybe Shurbe, you can, you know the situation here.
Yeah, you can apply for work for the festival, and we can see if we can do something about it. But yeah, the question is good. First step is volunteering, of course. That's how you have a picture of how things are going on in this field.
But I think it's maybe similar in every country. I mean, Taksirat, I think they also started from really small, local based, and it's a question of growing. Our festival also in 1970, one initiative, one person who has a will, a motivation. It starts from that and continue. It's something we were talking about today also, but in the scope of those European projects, with any subvention, it's about persistence. For my previous organization, I worked for Zephyrus, a record label. I'm still involved with that, but we applied for funding from 2006. In 2009, we got the first funding, and then we grew. But the same thing with this. It was the second attempt, which is quite fast in a way, but. And the second attempt, we were lucky. So it's about persistence in getting subventions and organizing your thing, what you want to do. Okay, I think we have to. Sorry?
That's it, huh?
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you, PIN Conference, login, and enjoy the next few days. Thank you.